Welcome back to Fast Market, everyone. Kevin Hinks and Nathan Peterson here for our cash tag segment. Now let's bring in the co-founder of LikeFolio.com, Mr. Andy Swan, to the show. He's going to do a presentation on PayPal. Andy, welcome to the show. These payment companies like PayPal, like the Cash App and Square, they got pretty beaten up during this. I look at the 3-year chart of PayPal, $310 down to $66. Andy, what did these companies do incredibly wrong that found them here?
You know what I'd say, I don't know that the companies did anything that wrong. I think maybe Wall Street and investors might have done some things wrong to get the stocks up to those levels to begin with. We were in a very different environment when PayPal was above 300 than we are today. Interest rates were very different. The economic outlook was very different. And I think overall, the story for me on PayPal is this is a company that has executed very well, actually, to my surprise. This is a company that I kind of written off as kind of the old school, has been, eBay partner. And then they just kind of snuck up and did things right for a really long time that culminated with, in the pandemic, as e-commerce took off, they really went along for the ride. But when we look at PayPal versus peers, I think there's really kind of two diverging stories here. I think on the peer-to-peer payment side of things against Cash App, their Venmo product is performing extraordinarily well. We see Venmo completely stealing market share from the Cash App on a very consistent basis. The dichotomy between the two is very real. And so PayPal's doing a very good job of getting itself into those user transactions, kind of getting itself in the way. The recent announcement that they're going to be partnering with Apple on Apple Pay, which will allow PayPal and Venmo transactions to go through Apple Pay, is a really big deal. So I think on peer-to-peer, PayPal is winning. What disappoints me with PayPal is it feels like they're really kind of abandoned crypto right at the bottom. Last fall, they kind of distanced themselves from crypto, which was kind of the easy thing to do when Bitcoin was at 16,000, down so far. But when we look at, the resurgence of Coinbase, and even, we look at even how Block or Square or whatever you want to call it, how they're doing, at least, in Square Block's case, there's some traction. For PayPal, it's just this continued degradation of their entire crypto business, whereas Coinbase is absolutely taken off with the resurgence of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I think PayPal just kind of got out of the way right at the wrong time and kind of blew it, I feel like, with crypto. They're in a really good spot. So overall, kind of a mixed bag for PayPal, but I think the Apple story probably has legs.
Hey, Andy, thanks for joining. Nathan here. So with Venmo, I'll give you that, I really think that, it's become a verb, basically, Venmo me. And in terms of my usage is like 99% in terms of peer-to-peer when I go to Venmo, and that's like pretty much all I use that app for. My question is more on the transactional, purchasing items and actually choosing PayPal over a credit card when it looks like, a lot of the offers are very similar. Are you seeing any kind of pickup that, what's going to nudge a consumer like me, and maybe I'm old-fashioned, to go out there and actually use PayPal instead of a credit card?
Well, I think there's a couple things. First of all, if PayPal's just in the way of the transaction, if it's right there, it becomes a lot easier than if you have to go out of your way, which I think is what PayPal's banking on with its partnership with Apple Pay. I think PayPal does a pretty good job of protecting the consumer on the buy side, so some people really like that. And then the other thing is, unlike a normal credit card, I think people sometimes just have a balance on their PayPal account. They're holding a balance and they want to spend it. Maybe they've collected some money via Venmo and they want to get rid of that without withdrawing it to their bank. And so it's nice to have a card or a connection via Apple Pay that allows them to spend that. But, overall, I'm with you. It does seem like a little bit of a solution looking for a problem. But, overall, I think PayPal has been really good at executing on the payment side of things, both in stores and peer-to-peer. We expect that to continue.
Andy, I have one last question to ask you, and maybe Nathan can join in on this too. But here's my question. Is there a regional factor to, let's say, Venmo or Cash App? Because I don't know anyone that uses Cash App. I know everyone in my world, in my universe, uses Venmo. And it's even old people. I'm 100 and I use Venmo. And so even that, we're using Venmo. I don't know anyone, Andy, that uses Cash App. Is it just maybe a Midwest versus other parts of the country? Tell me what I'm missing here.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think Coastal's probably more likely to be on Cash App, and I'm with you. Like, I can play against any age range of golfers, and when I lose, I Venmo them the bet, or when I pay the babysitter, I Venmo her the bet. So demographically, it feels like Venmo's got a real lock on things. But I also think Cash App may have a little better penetration internationally. That's some of what we see as well. But yeah, I'm with you. It feels like, just from my own perspective, as a user, if someone says, "Can you Venmo me?" You know exactly what they're talking about. And then if someone says, "Can you Cash App me?" You're kind of scratching your head like, wait a minute, do I still have that app? That's what it feels like to me. But from a data perspective overall, pretty similar. It's just Venmo's capturing the market share faster and faster.
Andy Swan, co-founder of LikeFolio.com. Thanks for coming on as always. Having some fun with us and throwing out some data. Have a great day, Andy.
You too. Appreciate it.
All right.